BenFlyingRetro, and I'm embarking on a quest to purchase every classic GI Joe comic from the original 80s and 90s Marvel run.
Warning.
Hunting down individual issues from every corner of the globe in whatever order the universe decides to give me. Join me and my pal Steve every week as we discuss my latest find. Welcome to Chasing Joe. Chasing Joe. I'm running. I've literally just run 4 miles and I've come in to do a Chasing Joe episode 36. I'm in my tight shorts, I'm in my vest. I've literally just come in and now I am podcasting. How are you doing, S-Jubs?
Who are you?
Barrel of energy!
BenFlyingRetro, it's S-Jub7. I'm trying to keep up with you. I haven't been running in a while, brother.
Dude, just in like Daytona, what do they call it? Slipstream. Just get in my slipstream. Just do it, baby.
Slipstream for a beachside run.
Yes.
Sounds heavenly. Amazing.
We are having a great stint of weather here in the UK. I've just joined this like hotel. It's got a swimming pool. I feel like Tony Montana. I just feel like I'm hanging out. I just feel like I'm hanging out in Miami. I'm not doing Coke deals. I'm sort of doing trading card deals. But, you know.
Are you still a Coke fiend, i.e. the drinking kind?
No.
Are you a Coca-Cola? No,
it's a big treat. It's a real nice treat.
Okay.
Every now, well, I say that, but Phoenix had a friend over last night and he just waltzed out into the garden with 3 glass Cokes. And I was like, my man. Because for my money, that is the greatest drink ever made. A Coke in a glass bottle. Come on.
Best. I always regarded it as like a stamp of like having finally made it in life.
Yes.
If I had a little Coke fridge, a branded Coke fridge that only had just like the commercial, basically.
Yeah.
Glass bottle Cokes. And one of those little bottle openers on the side, installed into the fridge.
That I'm on eBay looking for one of those night and day.
I'm very surprised you don't already have one, BenFlyingRetro. Remedy that.
I will remedy that. My postman is remedying things for me every day. He's done his job this week. He's delivered me, hopefully, an issue of A-Ra. Because on this show, we are chasing Joe. I'm trying to put together all 155 issues, special missions, yearbooks, order of battles. We're doing it all, S-Jubs, right here on Chasing Joe. Let's get into this. Madhouse Comics.
Okay.
That's eBay. That's
right.
That's your first clue.
Slightly inflated prices then, I'm sure.
Okay.
But maybe you put in an offer and they just couldn't refuse.
Well, that's okay. It's a double reveal. Whoa! Issue 121, December 17th, 1991. Wow, that's a cover of a comic right there that you can sink your teeth into. But before we sink our teeth into it, let me submerge you in the swimming pool of culture that was December 17th, 1991. Christmas was just around the corner. So you were jonesing, and if you stumbled into the Megaplex, you would have seen a film that I don't know that much about, but I know some people love it. It bombed at the time. Hook. I know I am looking at someone that loves this movie, knows it inside out, has seen it multiple times, because you're a few years younger than me. It hit you just right. It must have done.
Boy, did it. Oh,
yes.
Man. Profound effect on me.
Wow. I'm so glad, because I was at an age where I was understanding movie reviews a little bit more, and I could hear on the radio, and it was one of the first films. It was really taking a very public pasting, and I hadn't really seen that happen to films. I just thought films came out and, people love them, and it was Spielberg, and I did see it at the cinema. And this is my memory. Have I got this right? There's a scene where there's a kid and he hooks up some kind of like popcorn gun cannon thing and he rolls out of a ship. That's it. That's all I got.
Oh my goodness, he's not gone back to see it. This is the first time I think I've ever had Ben Flying Retro beat on like cinema knowledge.
I saw it once. Talk to me.
Huge for me.
Dustin Hoffman
playing Captain Hook.
Julia Roberts
as Tink.
And
Robin Williams as Pan.
And that's good, yeah, that works.
Maggie Smith as Wendy. John Williams' score. I mean, it's got all the right ingredients.
Does it have a good score? Is it iconic?
And I'm blanking on the name, but Smee is also a terrific character actor who also was in talks for playing Wolverine at one point. And I'm blanking on the name. It's Who Framed Roger Rabbit? British actor. Also Mario in the Super Mario Brothers movie. Bob Hoskins.
Yes, you're right. He wears those tiny, tiny little glasses in this film.
And him and Hoffman realized almost at the same time on set this sort of epiphany that like the correct way to play Hook and Smee is to play them as lovers. Actually, yeah. So
wow.
If you rewatch it as an adult, you're like, yeah,
through that lens,
totally a couple.
See, this is like all things that take a pasting. The actual target audience. So, how old would you have been in '91?
7 years old in December.
Yeah, you've got these amazing memories, and I mean, from my point of view,
it was great because it passed as a children's film, but man, did it have some dark elements to it.
Good set pieces.
A pirate getting thrown into a box with scorpions, ostensibly to his doom.
Yeah,
There's
Spielberg. Spielberg.
Got me, man. Yeah, Spielberg plays in the dark sometimes.
So wait, he's directing.
Yeah,
I do need to give it another look. 1991.
At the time, it had the largest soundstage ever created. This is a soundstage that had a ship and a massive like water lagoon. Well, yeah, basically boat floating in water. On the soundstage. So like, it holds some not Academy Awards. It holds some. Doesn't hold those. It holds some Guinness World Book of records. Even if they're not anything to do with the box office. Sadly.
He was prolific at that time because, I mean, Jurassic Park and Schindler's List literally came out, straight after that.
I'm sure it was a take to have a cynical, downtrodden, like father of two bratty kids, Peter Pan.
Yeah,
who's forgotten what it means to be this incredible heroic character from his youth.
Well, listen, everyone, don't touch that dial because you're tuned into the Hook podcast.
Give it a rewatch, basically. That's what I'm gonna say.
Look, whilst you were in screen 1, I can tell you that I certainly wasn't in screen 2 watching Star Trek 6, The Undiscovered Country.
Poor dear. Two great films in my heart.
I was in screen 5 checking out Oliver Stone's JFK, baby. I wasn't, but I absolutely adore that film. The song that was on every radio station was MJ's Black or White featuring Macaulay Culkin. Comics,
and an incredible morphing sequence at the end.
Yes, never been done. Technically was CGI, I think, of some kind. Yeah, the dude that's the Kodak kind of models, like Hallmark.
Incredibly well done. I mean, unbelievable. Yeah, for 1991. Are you kidding me? Flawless.
Yeah.
Couldn't top that today.
You could have, so this was on the spinner rack, but you could have picked up X Factor issue 75, where they were fighting off Mr. Sinister. I used to collect X Factor in the 90s. It was a great comic. Strong Guy, Havoc, Scott Summers' brother. Good book, man. That and X-Force. I don't know if I was kind of being all, hey, I'm not getting Uncanny and X-Men Blue, I'm getting X Factor.
Would that have been Sinister's kind of introductory arc?
Do you know what? I researched this because I associate him as a 90s villain, but I think he was actually debuted in around 88.
Doesn't surprise me, but always obsessed with Gene and Psyche, so
yeah,
he's always going to be on their case, regardless of the book.
But I suppose he was a big deal in the cartoon, wasn't he? And that's probably why people associate him with the 90s. Look, Christmas is days away, and you were praying, everything was crossed that you were getting a SNES, an SNES.
Ooh.
Do you remember what the pack-ins were? Because it didn't launch with Mario Kart and Street Fighter 2. Interesting lineup. Have a guess. Well, okay, the main pack-in was obviously Super Mario World. Job done.
Right.
What else do you think it released with?
I don't know. SNES,
Okay.
Star Fox.
No, years away.
Sorry.
No, it launched with F-Zero.
Luigi's Castle.
No, F-Zero, a great game. When I played that, I couldn't believe how fast it was. The screen's just like, I was like, wow, this is the best console ever made. And Pilot Wings, a slow burn.
They gave way to a combat mission, I believe.
Yes, it did.
What?
I was a big fan of Pilot Wings, and I soon got tired of trying to land in the circle, and I was like, look at that moving platform going round. That's what I'm going to land on for the ultimate score. And good.
I thought you said you were an underachiever, Benjamin.
Yay! I'm achieving in Pilot Wings. Okay, it is time to guess the price. Guess the price. That time again, he guesses the price.
I'm gonna go with.
Wait. Can I just give you a little tee up? I'm just going to give you a tee up because I've been looking for this book for a while because I love the cover, and it was all over eBay, 18 quid, 20 quid, and I was like, really? What the heck? That is so punchy. And I certainly didn't want to pay that for it. So there you go.
£6.50.
£3.
What?
Yeah, I found it on auction. One bidder. Amazing. That was me. Snapped it up. Now, finally, listener, watcher, viewer, we can talk about, after I smell it, this, in my opinion, one of the best covers. I absolutely love it. Quite late in the run, it is a incredible cover. I sat with it last night, tried to work out exactly why I'm so drawn to this cover. Like, obviously, viewers of this show are going to know that, I like Night, and I'm going to like the purple. I like the characters. But I think I've nailed it down, and it's the composition is spectacular. It's the whole angle is on a kind of MTV 90s wonk that even makes the horizon have, a gnarly kind of 45-degree angle. Kind of breaks all the laws of having, you taught that you want your horizon nice and flat, but I think it's that angle that draws me to it.
The horizon line suggested by the mountains makes it look like a fisheye lens.
Yes. Yeah. What are you thinking? This issue mean anything to you? Do you own it? Do you want to own it? Do you like the cover? I know you're not a cover guy, but can we at least agree?
Okay, well, let's help the listeners for a second. This is To Save the Silent Castle, issue 121, which only up until the moment you dropped this issue on my lap did I realize, hang on, it's 100 issues after the silent issue.
Yeah.
Silent Food.
I mean, so, some people, like Chief, doesn't believe that there's any synergy. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, that's not a mistake. It's a very just subtle nod. It has to be.
The cover it is the Ninja Force plus Snake Eyes 1991 rappelling down a cliff face with the silent castle in the background, and behind that, a incredible moonlit sky, full moon.
Oh, dude, you're blowing my mind. In my notes, I've put, the sun, this glowing orb, only doubles down on the ninja aesthetic. But of course, that ain't no sun.
Well, things are gloomy in Trans Carpathia. I mean, the events of the issue take place during daytime, but I prefer to think of that as a nighttime cover.
Do you?
All the colors suggest dusk, or actually, moonrise.
Don't you
asked me if this issue means anything to me, Ben? This issue means the most to me.
Oh,
There is not a more profound issue, more meaningful issue in my playtime, in my understanding of GI Joe than issue 121. This is it. This is ground zero for me. I might have had earlier issues, but this is the one that really clicked. This is probably the issue, like maybe the 5th issue that I ever found. I know exactly where it was. About a 3-minute walk from my folks' place was a cafe that had a newsstand, and it was sitting there waiting for me one fateful morning. Oh man.
And this would have really stood out in that cafe.
I own all the Ninja Force figures, or I did. I was the guy in my friendship circle who had them all. It was my mission to have them all. It was a status symbol to have them all. These were the figures that you would slip into your blazer pocket to take with you to school.
Oh yeah.
For a number of reasons. They were the hot toys at the time. They were the ones that everyone wanted. But also they were in essence complete without accessories. They didn't need weapons to be lethal. Whereas other Joes relied on backpacks and guns and knives and whatnot. These guys were ninja. They are, the fists are their lethal weapons. Yeah. So very handy figures to like pack and go.
That's fantastic, S-Jubs. I love that. I'm soaking in your kind of childhood there. It's lovely. Just about the cover, I kind of noticed last night that you've got the purple at the bottom, then you've got this kind of bright section, but then you've got this shadow at the top, or like a cloud or something, and it seems to highlight Storm Shadow in that central section. Do you see that shadow that I'm talking about?
Yeah, this sort of layers of haze and mist.
Yeah,
we are up in the mountains and perhaps a rather cold part of Central Europe, Eastern Europe even.
And his Storm Shadow, he has these massive Empire Strikes Back Hoth goggles around his neck.
I really wished the figure came with additional accessories like rope and like those goggles.
There's a meteorite that hit the ground near here.
Oh, so good.
I want to check it out.
There's a visual confusion I have, and that's Nunchuk. Nunchuk without the Havelock, without the sort of the black fabric coming off of his mask, makes him to just every Joe.
Yeah, but he looks gnarly because he's head first.
Yeah. They've all got like... They're positioned weirdly because they're doing incredible ninja stick tricks and feats.
Look, I own everyone on that damn cover, but I don't own Nunchuk. So I went to the file card. I was like, I got to know more about this guy, why I didn't have him. And for my money, looking at the figure, it looks like one of the best figs. Yeah. He studied mystic fighting, whatever that is. Mystical fighting forms. He's got the samurai smash. Oh, he looks like a really cool fig. Now, I say I own all of them, but viewers might remember that you brought out Storm Shadow version 3. I don't know, when we first started doing this show, he must have popped up, and I was like, I don't know about that guy. Well, this week, I remedied that, and I bought myself a beautiful Storm Shadow, complete, although he's not holding his other thing right now, but in hand, he is a joyous figure, and I got version 2 out, and his hood, it's got depth to it. Mm-hmm. Version 2, his hood is all kind of molded, and the head sculpt is so joyous. I mean, he's only got left and right, and he's obviously got your dreaded, what do you call it, like square hips, block hips?
Stops, they're just... Yeah. Stop. Sort of
and what is he doing here? Has he got some kind of running motion different from the other Ninja Force figs I've got?
Yeah, it's geared so that as the one arm swings down, the other arm swings up, and vice versa.
Oh my god! But you can crank it.
Yeah.
Wow, you can actually go 2 revolutions. Wow.
Unfortunately, there are ratchet points, so it's not like his arms are fixed in that position. You can still click it up.
Soft goods. He's got soft goods.
The sash, nice bit
and
of texture.
They're good soft goods. They actually, once you play around with a bit and you get them hanging quite nicely, they look really cool.
You don't have to sell me on this look, Ben, but I will say this much: changing the O-ring on a Ninja Force figure is going to be a ball ache.
Yeah.
Any way you carve it. So enjoy him while he lasts.
He looks good, the
Talk to me
O-ring.
when you need to change that O-ring. I'll talk you through it.
He is a unique figure. There's something a little bit more ceremonial about him compared to his version 2, which maybe kind of was full stealth and infiltration.
Still dressed in white, mate. Look, there's this ridiculous sort of very artsy-fartsy reading of his looks, and that's version 1, all Cobra, predominantly just entirely white. Version 2, you're adding the grey Tetris blocks. Version 3, he's more, I suppose, split in his sort of mottled past than ever, because he's got this kind of white that's morphing into black. Like he's rejoining his sword brother at long last.
He looks like the night sky, though. There's something... I really like it. Nice knife. Nice moulded knife as well. What's he got on his right thigh? What's that?
Another sword? Another knife? Or no,
like
some kind of explosive?
Pack. Yeah, maybe explosive. And then just the lovely gold touches.
Yes, so important. And sadly, something that other versions, particularly the sort of budget,
he looks like a teacher.
version.
He's going to teach some... but he's going to teach some stuff. He's got...
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so this cover, I got so excited about it, I bought a fig. Now, we can't move on.
Back though, Ben. I'm curious to know what a Ninja Force figure will cost nowadays.
Again,
thrifty buy.
Ridiculous. He's all over eBay, 25 quid, 20 quid. I was putting offers in of like £12. They were being rejected instantly. And then someone actually had him up for £1 start bidding. And I got him for like 4 quid.
Excellent. Good.
Yeah. And yeah, he's complete. What's his other weapon? What do you call that?
Like a sickle, I think.
Sickle. The hammer and sickle, yeah. Now look, we can't move on from this incredible cover because we've got to talk about this.
Oh, I thought it was sniff test time.
No, Game Genie. There's a Game Genie. So, experience unlimited firepower, super jumps, start on any level, have infinite lives. You're the boss now. I mean, this is for cheating. You've just spent 50 quid on a game. In my household, we hated this. And maybe there was like one kid in your entire school that had one, and you were like, what are you doing? Like, they were ahead of the curve, my friend. They were like, I want to see everything this cartridge has to offer without the hard work. Yo, video game dudes, Game Genie gives you the power to make your own rules and play your own way. And remember, real video dudes don't follow rules. They make them. They're trying to make you sound like a badass. Yeah. Never actually saw one in the flesh, or God knows how that even actually works. Quite clever, to be honest with you.
Plug the cartridge into the Game Genie. The Game Genie goes into the
NES.
system.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much how it operates.
Yeah, I don't know if they were cross-platform, if that one was just exclusive for the NES. But anyway, let's tuck in, because, quite a lot to say about this issue.
Destro is besieged in the Silent Castle by Slice, Dice, and the Red Ninjas. Cobra is also breathing down his neck, and his girlfriend, the Baroness, has been brainwashed to cave his head in.
Oh.
Fortunately, G.I. Joe's coming to the rescue in both the sort of traditional sense with Hawk and the boys, with a sort of a vehicle team heading up the approach road, and the Ninja Force, I think on perhaps their first outing. The newly formed team creeping through the highlands of Transcarpathia.
Fantastic.
Incredible schemes.
Fantastic. Now look. I don't do this often, but let's just skip past page 1 because that's pretty much like the cover, and let's just get to the splash. It's a splash, and I'm thinking that it's not often we talk about splashes. I don't think A-Ra is a double splash heavy book, but This one is great. It's got a joyous perspective. You got the ninja ants on the cliff. The battle wagon looks incredible. Whereas the toy is like this. The toy is so stubby and just doesn't look right. Whereas, why doesn't it look like that? It's got tracks.
No, it doesn't. This is a mistake that I made reading this book as a child as well, Ben. You think that it's a half track, right?
Oh, that's the other vehicle. It's that's the brawler.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm actually not gonna. No, that is a better vehicle. How it's drawn, that's what it should look like.
Make it, fuse these two vehicles together and make the battle wagon a
because there's no depth of field there. I thought that it was an early concept, and I love how that battle wagon is drawn. The toy doesn't really pump my nads in the same way. Like, the scale is great. Look at Rock and Roll, he's tiny up there. And Roadblock, it looks
Roadblock's
like...
got white hands.
It looks like... oh, dear. It just looks like such a great vehicle. It looks like something you'd be so excited to run out and buy. And I think you'd probably be a little bit disappointed. But the colourway, that kind of off-road dirt track cockpit canopy... probably maybe doesn't quite have the cozy factor, but it's got a very good aesthetic look to it.
I'll tell you this. I'll tell you why it has the cozy factor. You think it's just a single occupant, but no. They're two occupants, seated one in front of the other, and a full suite of controls under that canopy.
Wow.
It's not a barren cockpit at all. It's very well decked out, very well detailed. Andrew Wildman. Can we just have a moment to just compliment this guy? Like, a lot of the earlier guys and the mid-run guys, like the Rod Wiggums and Ron Wagners, get my praise for sort of vehicle fidelity. But Wildman is doing incredible work with this later milieu of vehicles.
Oh, absolutely.
He's
the
not
detail.
throwing it in just because these are garish 90s vehicles. He's giving them weight, depth. He's selling them as a real-world combat machine. I love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Well,
they've got spring-loaded missile launchers, and yet he's making them feel like they are legit military hardware.
That's what I'm getting from it. I'm getting, like, I feel that metal, all the detail on the metal, the heft of it. Oh, it looks so good. It looks like a great GI Joe vehicle for my money. Not too sure about the Badger. The Badger's a bit of a, like, pain in the ass in this issue.
They've dulled the color attractively, and this issue sold it to me, man. I wanted the Badger.
Yeah, I know, but I like like all this stuff with the brakes not working. Very, very cinematic. You know, it can't go past there because then they're going to see it, and they're all trying to stop it, and it would weigh. You know, that's going to weigh quite a lot. It's just not. It's not turning over. She can't get it started. Interesting way to talk about a vehicle. Often they talk about these vehicles like that. You know, just, it's incredible. We got a Badger. Da, 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 da. Not so much in this case. It's a noose around their neck.
Hardware breaks down.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes at the most critical of moments. Larry knows that. He understands that. He built in this kind of this dramatic plot device. Like, the vehicle's brakes have failed. Oh, shit. It's on a steep grade. What are you going to do? Well, you put Roadblock on the fender and get him to pump his legs. My goodness. What do you think Roadblock can bench? What do you think he can squat?
Yeah, I think he can squat more than he can bench. I'm still on the Splash.
Can he squat a Badger, though?
The colorway on the colorway on the, what do you call it? The battle wagon. Oh.
Once again, it's very cleverly muting the neon.
Yes.
So the turret that Rock and Roll is in is a very garish orange, but here it's this deep crimson. Pretty.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, next in my notes, I've got some Larry Hama classic stuff where we get this mixed bag of Vipers, just like you'd play with them when you're a kid. You know, you've got, what have we got? A Heat Viper, a Tele Viper, a Saw Viper, There's a Tele
And
Viper. He's like,
how are they making their approach, Ben? Tell me what I want to hear.
oh, the battlecopters.
Battlecopters, the
Whoop, 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 whoop.
zip strip battlecopters.
See, when I saw that, I was like, what are those? Annihilators or something? No, of course they're not.
They're doing
Astro
it, man.
Viper. This is Tele Viper. T710 of the Cobra Advance Assault Team. I have landed in the castle with the Toxo Viper and the Night Viper. Oh, that's not the bit. Where does he just go through all their names? It's really funny.
Check all the toys. Yeah, they've called themselves the Inside Team.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay.
And the other guy's the Outside Team. Now, as a child, I saw kind of scripting flubs and assumed that an adult was responsible for them, so I must be at fault. Now I realize, yeah, when I see scripting flubs, they're actually scripting flubs.
Yeah.
These things happen. The process is very quick. But yeah, I do... Who was it? I think it's Aero Viper who sort of calls them side team and not inside team. Oh yeah, there we go. This is Aero Viper A239 in the Condor, side team acknowledged. What is he acknowledging? The one's the inside team, the other's the outside team. If you're just going to call them side team, you're acknowledging fuck all. Colorist, once again, Bob Sharon must have had the wrong Toxo Viper to hand because that's a V2 colored like a V1.
Yep. Wow, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and what's that in the background?
Night Viper.
Night Viper.
Betty. Not
Yeah.
colored at all, but that's okay.
I tell you what, the Heat Viper gets a wicked panel.
The greatest.
It's so good. I've never seen
From that moment onwards, my Heat Viper only ever held his rocket launcher upside down.
Yeah, upside down.
What a stud. What an absolute boss move.
Ah. There's something lovely about the colours in that panel. It's so cool. I had so many Heat Vipers. I'm not quite sure why. I wasn't that taken with them, but was my I had the most of any of my troop building, of any Viper.
Gosh.
Yeah, I may have had like 6. Absolutely ridiculous.
True
Yeah.
story. When I was in the UK, I picked up 2 for a song. Complete. Yeah, so...
Always makes like the way that you can see their little bit of flesh. You know, their little chin,
under the
neck.
chin.
Yeah.
So- But yes, I don't think Heat Viper has ever looked as good as he does in this Andrew Wildman. It's almost pin-up worthy. It's so damn
Yes.
good. Him wielding that rocket launcher. And let's be honest, like that is how you would wield a rocket launcher, sort of over your shoulder like that, because the underslung thing, you wouldn't do that. It's not ergonomic unless it's being supported by something else.
And if you squiz over to the next page, just carrying on talking about the art,
Okay.
I love the the scorpion cut overlapping into the panel below. I'm making all these freaking thumbnails and I'm really playing around with layers and things like that. And I appreciate that sword bleeding over to the panel below greatly. I'm here for that.
I appreciate the no fucks given, like shameless use of the action figures spring action gimmick.
It's
Like-
one of my favorite things how they've all got their one. Amazing. Keeps name dropping it.
Dude, this is what a toy book needs to be.
It is time for my scorpion cut. Go! Scorpion cut, go now!
Too bad Dice doesn't follow up with oh jeez.
Yeah, what's
I
his?
couldn't tell
What's
you
his
what
one?
his- Well, we could call him up on 3D Joe's in a minute, but Bob Sharon once again letting down the side with red ninjas that are picked out in brown. Come on, mate.
Yeah. Whoa.
I mean,
Red
the very next page,
ninjas.
they're bright red, but
Why do you think it is that there is... I've got all these Ninja Force guys here, and I'm just looking at them. Collectively, Cobra and Joe, but when you've got them all, they just look so lovely together. The zaniness, the colours, they really are a Ninja Force. There's something about them when you've all got them. My Ninja Force, they're always in this room. They've been out since we started this show, so I spend a lot of time with them. And
I
they
think
just pop.
because they've all been given a gimmick. I mean, okay, Dojo and Chabang kind of go together because they both have yellow and blue on them, but everyone else plays in different areas of the crayon box. So they make for such an attractive, like, little mini selection of zany GI Jonas. And I'm talking about the series 1 guys particularly.
I got to get Nunchuk.
You got to get Nunchuk.
Why have I not got Nunchuk? It's very strange. And then I sort of thought
a Nunchuk wielding ninja with like Converse on. Check out his sneakers, man.
Yeah, his file card, he's all like going over to San Fran. It's just a cool looking fig. And another from what I can tell, a lovely sculpted hood with huge depth in the sides by the looks of it again.
Yeah, it gives me kind of Middle Eastern vibes. I couldn't tell you why, but it's a very boxy head.
Is it? Yeah. Trendy now. Boxy is in.
Okay. And the soft goods just make it, man. Gives them an interesting like silhouette.
Whilst we are talking about ninjas, they feature heavily. Shall we have a little giggle at when the ninjas they're scaling the cliff face and they decide to form a human ladder, like some sort of film, and then they fall. It's like something you'd think of when you were playing. Like, we're gonna, really fun. Look at that. It's like something out of Pirates of the Caribbean.
My neighbors and I recreated this a couple of times.
Of course you did. Could you actually get any purchase with the fit? Like,
you can't get a figure to grasp another figure's ankles.
You can't. No, but you can put their thumb. I've done it. I've literally just done it. So you put their thumb in their foot hole.
No way.
Oh, balls. No, well, I had it.
Look, fortunately, Ben, we had enough hands. It was me, it was Justin, and it was Wesley, the boys from across the road, and between the three of us, could do it.
Yeah.
Each take 1 or 2 Ninja Force guys. Make sure the gap is small enough, like the gap between a couch and the wall or the windowsill.
Yeah.
And you were A for away, man. You could do it.
There you go. I've done something. Check this out.
Checking. Oh, he has done something. The Flying Graysons.
So with with some finesse. Okay, look out on my socials because you're gonna see it, and there's gonna be no tape or no nothing. It's gonna be proper.
Oof. No thumbs were shattered in the making of this sculpture.
Yeah, and then when I push them down, it'd just be like, ugh. I mean, look. Where do you want to be in that lineup? I don't think you want to be Snake Eyes. You're. That's going to really be tough. I don't know if you want to be
Shebang either.
No.
And the guys in the middle have it tough. They are all core, baby. They've got nothing.
Yeah.
To hold on to.
As far as this issue goes, what is it that still resonates with you? Because it's not a great deal is moving forward in this issue. It's relatively simple. We do get to meet a load of generic red ninjas. Never had a fig, yeah? Never had a fig.
They redecoed Storm Shadow version 2 in a comic 3-pack to make the red ninja.
But at what time?
That would be 2004-5.
Yeah, so not in the original.
No.
Because it would have been nice to have some ninja fodder, wouldn't it? To have just, like the blue shirts of...
That's why you have Night Creeper's army built.
Ah, okay.
As we learnt in last episode.
But mine weren't fodder. Mine were terrifying. I mean, when you look at their weapons... Yeah, I never had
all I'm saying is, like, Slice and Dice were named characters and wound up being almost like Cobra Commander's henchmen, like direct henchmen in later on in the run. So that's how I treated them. They were his guys.
Okay.
And then the Night Creepers, because I had 2 of them, naturally became the cannon fodder ninja. Or sword fodder. They could just kind of endlessly respawn.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to die, basically. You can't have all those swords and no one get cut.
Yeah. Now, how do you feel about what I was saying about having these mixed teams? I just feel that is such a lovely note to your childhood because that was how you played with Cobra. You didn't have these neat like troop built team. You had odds and sods, and you just jumbled them all together, and you're like, right, today you're fighting a frag viper, a saw viper, a toxo viper. You've all got these different specialities, but here you are. And it just makes me think of how I used to play with them.
For someone who...
Frag Viper's a weird one.
Larry always seemed very distant to the toy side of GI Joe, but an issue like this tells me that he actually did give a shit.
Yeah.
About his readership being kids that play with action figures, because you said it, man. He could have had a uniform group of like Vipers, standard Vipers or blue shirts, just it'd be easier to draw, but no, he got the toys in there. And this mixed bag, you said it, man. This is what our collections consisted of. We didn't have reams and reams of blue shirts.
Yeah.
So this is very much a reaction to that. And saying, you know what, it's okay to have this mixed unit. That's how Cobra in the late 80s and early 90s should look. That's reflective of what you've got in the toy aisle. So absolutely, put a Frag Viper together with Saw Viper and a Heat Viper, make a squad of that, a fire team of that. Makes perfect sense.
How did you play with your Frag Viper with his launching? What is that? What is that? Like a launching arm?
I believe it's from
there was no
High Ally. I think it's called a Cesta. I could be wrong.
But there was no propulsion in it.
No.
Was there?
And the file card.
It's slung.
Yes. So, because of just like the amount of force that you can put on that grenade. You can get the same distance as a grenade launcher, apparently, but without the thump, without any kind of, ignition. It's basically a stealth grenade launcher.
I remember being very
excited.
excited.
Grenades the same distances without giving away your position. Because so it says the file card.
It was the first time I'd ever seen an actual sculpted hand grenade.
Okay. Yeah, probably for most of us.
In the GI Joe line, I was like, "Oh my god, it's so teeny." But
instantly lost.
Yeah. There's something it's definitely certainly not one of my favorites. I can't quite put my finger on why. Not massively a fan of what's going on with his head and the helmet.
Yeah, there's a weird disconnect. The body is this cream caramel and then the head is this like
quite undersized head,
like
maybe?
cybernaut, like there's a disconnect. It's a signature helmet. I wouldn't take it away, but maybe the body is too creamy, too toffee,
creamy caramel with some like blue flourishes in there, though, isn't there?
Does have a Cobra symbol, so points for that. I don't like a troop build that.
I know. I saw in the comments you also noted Rock Viper is missing one.
Sad, eh? Rock Viper, Laser Viper, and Motor Viper are the ones that come to mind. Range Viper.
Oh, Rock Viper. They could have done a almost like a sort of a hand drawn chalk one or something. That would have been cool.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. Who else? Range
Viper. That's a big sadness to me. But then again, they're kind of off the grid Vipers. They're only loosely affiliated to Cobra. Like Command keeps them in the field because they are dangerous. Just incredible, like survivalists.
Something strange has just happened to me. I was reading this last night, and I've got it in my notes. No post box from the pit. The page must have been stuck together because I was going through it, and I was like, there's a mutton junkyard expose. There's a bullpen bulletin from Stan Lee. And I was like, where's the letters page? And I've just found it now, so I actually haven't read these. But
that's all right. I read them. I don't think there's anything too noteworthy.
So you don't have this issue to hand, of course.
It's in Cape Town. I have my original to hand.
Deep storage.
No, just on my shelf. The cover is holding on by a thread because this honestly is one of the most read books of my.
That's so cool, and it's your genuine childhood one copy.
I've never given them away or destroyed them. But
that's so good.
They're all still with me.
Yeah, okay. That does make me sad that I don't have how many did I probably have? Maybe 25 or something.
A lot of the letters are celebrating the fact that Rod Wiggum came on for the previous story arc, which was the Destro Must Die 3-parter, but he was only on for a 3-parter, and then Wildman stepped back in.
Okay, so they're commenting on that.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's good. A lot of love should be shown to old Rod, returning GI Joe superstar. Those issues are lovingly drawn, but I'm telling you, man, Wildman is no slouch.
No way. It's the ink. Is it the inks? Wait a minute. Mark Funky Bunch. I was chatting to him about this issue. What's interesting? Who's on the cover?
Wildman is.
Yeah, but inking it himself. I think.
Is he?
I think possibly that might make something unique about it. It's got his artistic flourish and flair in it. Maybe.
Cool.
Yeah. Shall we, before we close this out, we haven't really touched on the Destro and Baroness arc of this storyline, where it kind of ends up, Destro plunks himself into the Brave Wave scanner to prove his love to the Baroness. And, yeah, she almost tries to take him out. But then
multiple times,
but then does seem to chill out towards the end.
Oh man, once again, props to Andrew Wildman. I don't think Baroness has ever looked better. She looks windswept, incredible hair. Oh, courtesy of Talking Joe, and Chief's interview with the man. I believe he had a full selection of toys sent to him. He's based in the UK, and Hasbro just plastered him with toys.
Oh,
so
joyous.
If his references on the Battle Wagon and Brawler and Badger are spot on, it's probably because he had the plastic to hand.
He always does such lovely, Destro details with his eyes as well.
Oh yeah,
which me and you have often spoken about. In fact, there's one panel in particular where he's kind of side glancing. Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's
side eye on Baroness.
Isn't that lovely?
Some baby blues, man.
Yes.
Destro's a handsome fella under that mask.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We're very much mid-flow in a much wider storyline there with those guys, but even
my buddy Rob and I just because I flashed past this panel, we always laughed about the fact that all the Joes are absolutely offloading. Rock and Roll is firing all of the barrels of his.
Oh, that version of Rock and Roll, crikey! That gun he came with, my goodness, 2, yeah,
2. Both of them look like a car engine.
Yes, he was a bit of a faff actually, setting him up to play with.
Roadblocks,
gonna level with you
on Marduce. Hawk is blasting. He's double packing. He's two-fisting it with his M1911s. If that's the right nomenclature. But then Flint is down there with his pump, how does this work?
He's looking at his tiny little gun.
We laugh about it every time. What's up with that?
He's
got a shell that's locked up in there.
You jammed. He's pumping them out. Yeah, but then you'd see some. Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, sorry, I did cut you off, Benjamin. Please.
No, I can't even remember, dude. I'm back to the splash where Hawk. Considering these guys are GI Joe and they're the tip of the sword, the battle wagon just kind of thunders round the corner, and he's like, "Whoa! Weren't you briefed that this is a covert operation? Back that brawler and battle wagon around the bend before you compromise the whole shooting match." They're not doing that side of things, that team, they're not doing the greatest of jobs there in this issue. And then when they have to fart around with the Badger as well.
Yeah, things are coming off the rails. Well, it's to show how proficient the ninjas are and how clunky the Joes are. I tell you what, this issue did not do my G.I. Joe sort of rank and file guys any favors. Because all of a sudden they were constantly being saved by the very, very ultra cool, ultra slick ninja force.
Yes.
My green shirts, my sort of more ordinary Joes, were chumps from this
Yeah.
point onward.
Lady
unfortunately.
J, back that badger up the slope and get it out of sight. Set the brake and kill the engine. And then it's like, watch out below. The brakes just gave out on the badger. It's a rolling. Crank
If
it
I'm
up,
to
Lady
no
J.
prize it- If I'm to no prize it, Ben, like these guys have probably been driving very treacherous, very small roads for a long time now, and now they've got to suddenly slip into covert mission mode. They've all probably got that driver's fatigue.
Yeah, it just has that air of it keeps cutting back to them after we're seeing slick ninja action.
Sure.
And then it cuts back and they're all trying to push this badger up a hill. It's just funny. But
Very quick cuts. The editing on this issue is blistering.
Yeah,
We've got
well,
3 or 4 different elements, maybe
within a
even as much as
page.
5. Yeah, within a page, and we're switching back and forth and back and forth. Sometimes half a page spent on one group and before switching over to another. So it's meant to be read with pace. It's meant to be like the action is absolutely intensifying through the edits.
Well, the action is intensifying on this show. My wife is at the window with some kind of massive plant pot, and she's sort of eyeing me, saying that I need to go and help her get it out of the boot. So we're gonna have to
Peek
call it.
behind the curtain, Chasing Joe listeners, while I get to record in the dead of night after everyone's gone to bed. Ben is in the middle of the day.
Middle of the day, I've got to do that, and then it's the summer fete at school, so then I've got to go to the summer fete. Scout's going to want to go on the bouncy castle, and then me and Phoenix are going to leave the fete early, and we're going to go 10-pin bowling and play some pool.
Excellent. And wasn't there an arcade cabinet there?
No,
Something?
it's not an arcade. It's one of these silly fun zones where it's all ticketed machines. I just refuse to call that an arcade. There's no playable video games of any kind. It's just crack for the kids. But look, good show, great comic, great cover.
One of the best.
Ninja Force Ahoy. If you want to hear more from me, I do another podcast called People Who Play with my wife, available on Substack.
People who play with your wife.
People who play with my wife. I'm about to play with my wife's plant pots. Now, anything you want to say? S Jubs?
To paraphrase my buddy Gary,
Your tash is gone.
it's taken this long to realize.
Oh my God!
And
You
the bat-
sneezed.
The bat
and it fell
wing
off.
is also gone.
Oh, what is this? Who even are you? Okay, that feel nice getting rid of that. What happened?
Yeah. It's. I tell you what, Ben. I'm reminded always of the Ice Viper's file card whenever I shave in the depth of winter. Because the Ice Viper's file card, if you recall, spoke of them depilating their faces, which means like hair removal of the face.
Yeah,
So that
laser.
or cream, I don't know. It was the 80s. And the reason being it would stop them having beards that then would get frosted up. A la, I suppose, Kurt Russell in The Thing. Now,
You have an issue with that in
always seems-
Australia?
let me just complete my story. I've always found an issue with that. Is this scripted by someone who's never grown a beard? Because I tell you what, when I shave in the middle of winter, all of a sudden I'm greeted by the incredible, intense cold on my face. I'm like, oh, I didn't feel
Chilly.
that before, and I'm feeling it now.
Okay.
Beards are useful things when the weather is, in the negative territory.
Well, what's the weather doing for you now?
It's a little bit cool. It's about 18 degrees.
Yeah,
About as cold as it gets. I know, right? It's disgusting.
You
But
guys.
I'm loving life. I mean, I'm actually wearing trousers for the first time in all year.
Shorts, the whites of my thighs. Boosh! Shut it! Sorry. This is a professional broadcast right now. Guys, I got a
Yes.
dash.
Professional, multinational.
Yeah. I'll just leave you with Cobra!
Yo, Joe! Ninja Force!
Oh.